Okay, my friends, today I'm going to show you how to make your very own colorful reindeer. You're going to start by tracing around this reindeer stencil. I do have a worksheet, so if you want to draw it yourself, you're welcome to. And you can just use that worksheet to show you the size. Then I'm going to give my reindeer an eye, and I'm going to fill in that little spot I missed when I was tracing. Then I'm going to start where the nose will be, and I'm going to go almost to the eye and then trace around. Then I'm just going to make kind of a fun, wavy line to make my deer more interesting. I'm going to make triangles inside my deer's ears, and now I'm ready for color. I'm going to use chalk pastels. I start by choosing my color scheme. I think I want pink and blue. I color and then I blend it. You may also go back over and add pattern. The next step is to paint paper to glue your deer onto. We're going to choose two colors that are next door neighbors on the color wheel. So you could choose purple and red, red and orange. I think I'm going to choose purple and red. So I'm going to take turns on my paper, kind of alternating between purple and red until it's full. I want to move pretty quickly because the next step is to scrape the wet paint to make pattern. So I'm scraping it around. There are going to be some spots that dry a little bit. I noticed one here on my purple. So all you do is you grab some paint and you paint right over in the same color, and then it's very easy to spread. Now I'm going to let this dry, and I will assemble my deer on it during my next class. Okay, now I'm going to cut the horns for my reindeer. I'm going to pick the color I'd like and fold it in half. Then I'm going to lay the stencil on it and trace. I want to go all the way around. Once I'm done tracing, I'm going to cut, but I'm not going to open the fold. I want to keep it folded. So while the paper's folded, I'm going to cut through, and I'm cutting through two pieces at once. This will give me 2 antlers. Sometimes when you cut, you'll find that the negative space, that extra paper, kind of gets in the way of your hand. So what you can do is just cut that paper right off. Right here, it's really in my way. So I'm just going to snip it off, and now it's much easier to cut through. So now, voila, like magic, 2 antlers. Now I'm going to cut my deer out. I'm going to go all around him, and I can use the same strategy as if I want to, where I cut off that extra paper if it feels like it's in the way. Our first class, we didn't draw a nose, so today we are going to cut one. You can choose whether you would like red, like Rudolph, or if you would like a black one, more like a realistic reindeer. I'm going to put glue around the edges and stick it to my painted piece of paper. Now I'm going to lay my antlers down. I want one to kind of tuck behind, so I'm going to lift up and tuck it behind the head. That's the one on the opposite side. And the other one I'm putting right next to the ear. And I want to make sure those are glued down well all the way. Now for the nose. I have a stencil for you, or you can just set the paper down and draw a little circle that appears to be about the right size. You're going to cut that out, and again, glue. The last step is that you can make your reindeer either a collar or a scarf. I'll show you both things now. You start both with a strip of paper. For the scarf, you cut fringe into one side and glue it down. Then you use a second strip of paper to make patterns on your scarf. Maybe this scarf has little triangles across it, just for a fun design. Now, if I'm going to do a collar, the steps are really similar, but I don't cut the fringe. Instead of the fringe, what I do is just cut the paper to the size of my deer's neck, and I glue my little designs. Maybe I'll cut out some polka dots for this, just to make it a little bit different. So when you're done, you might have a super colorful reindeer, or you might have one that's more realistic in color. He has some nice antlers that are symmetrical or the same because we created them by folding. He has a nose, either black or red if it's Rudolph, and either a collar or a scarf. When I'm finishing, I like to take a black pastel and retrace some lines, and now it's done.